Hi, welcome to Goats Gardens and Healthy Tips. So today I'm just doing a little coop review because, or not even the coop, actually it's the run. We've done a few little things to the run to make it more efficient and better for the chickens this summer. I thought I would just share some of these things. The one thing that I wanted to show you was we had done a video about this little, I called it a little tent sunroom that we made for the chickens this winter. And basically it was just using some scrap wood that we had in the garage, and Bob and his brother built this frame. We did a video on that in case you want to see that, how simple it was. We built this frame and then we put plastic over it and stapled plastic on it so that the plastic would bring in the heat and they could be in there in the winter, and they would be shielded from the snow if it was snowing or sleeting or whatever. And yet then if it was sunny out, it would be warm in there, and it would just be another place for them to hang out, because in the winter when there's a lot of snow in here and such, or if it's snowing or whatever, they usually hang out underneath the coop. And so this is just like another shelter for them that gives them some weather protection. So this summer I took the plastic off and I bought a sunshade. This is like a 90% sunshade, and I bought a correct size that fit pretty good, and there's a little bit of open space on the bottom that I'll show you, and so that the air can flow through. And then we attached it with zip ties, and I put some bungees on the end to keep it from being torn off in a wind or something like that. So this provides a great space for them to enjoy in the summer. It's nice and shady in there, and they spend a lot of time in there, clucking around in there. It's open on both ends, so they come in and out. And when I bring out greens for them, you know, like it's summer, it's warm, when I bring out greens for them so that they don't like get shriveled from the sun right away, I'll scatter those in there and they'll go in there and peck on them. So that has worked out really good. It's very light. Well, it's lightweight, and yet actually it's pretty heavy because there's some compost and stuff against it, but it's easy to make is what I'm trying to say, and pretty easy to move around, transport. But it's also solid enough that the wind doesn't seem to take it, and you can always stake it down. And like I said, we just use zip ties to attach this sun cloth, and then I put some bungee cords there just to make it extra secure, and we put the zip ties along the whole edge in a few places there. So that is the one new addition that has been really, the chickens just really enjoy it. So I'm really glad I had that idea last winter. Let's see, we've got a couple other things that we did here. One being is I put this branch in here just to give them something to sit on, something to kind of crawl around on, a little bit of nature, and they do like to perch on there, so that's been kind of good. I got this hook feeder for them, so it's just like a plant hook, and then you've got that little chain with a spear on it. This had a whole thing of cauliflower on it a couple of days ago, and they just eat it all down. They actually ate it all in about a day, and maybe the next day for the greens or whatever. But so you can put cucumber on there, you could put some fruit on there, put a head of cabbage on there. That's been an enjoyment thing for them as well. They're clucking around with the little ones there right now, the little ones that are going to join them pretty soon. And I like to give them garden greens and carrots and such. That, see how they're sticking their head inside there. That gives them some entertainment as well. I think Tulip is over here laying an egg. She's missing out on the action. Oh, she's coming out. So I really like the way that Bob made this door that opens on the front side here. Oh, there's some eggs in there. And that just makes it really easy to get in there and get those eggs. I like the way that he designed that. So anyways, that's not a new addition, but just showing you that. Let's see, what else did we do? We brought in this wood chips, and this has been wonderful. We are having so much rain this summer. It just rains constantly, and so it was really muddy and mucky in here. And of course we had grass here last year when I got the chickens, and then they, you know, took care of all the grass for us. So it was down to just the dirt. And I had kind of researched what to put down, and I found that wood chips was probably the best option. They had these wood chips at our local flower market nursery. They are called playground certified wood chips. So they're like a harder tree wood chip that doesn't disintegrate so fast. They're also playground certified, so they're not treated with any antifungals or pesticides or anything like that that's going to be toxic for the chickens. So that has worked out super good. I believe we got, this is 18 by 40, and I think we got 1.5 yards, and we do need to get some more because it's kind of sparse up here, but that's how much we could fit in our trailer. So we're going to be getting another load of that pretty soon. And the one thing that happens is this kind of slopes downhill, and as I mentioned, we've been having so much rain, so that tends to kind of wash them down this way, and so probably like once a week I'll rake them back up. So I'm putting these patio blocks that we had used them for a fire pit. We have some extras, so I'm going to put them, make a row of them across, and then we'll get some more wood chips and put on the other side of them. That way, if they travel down, you know, I don't have to rake from all the way back up here. I can just have two sections that I'm kind of pulling it up, because it's mostly this back end here that's at more of a slope. So the wood chips have been wonderful. No more mud, no more muck. It really helps with smell issues. I just sprinkle my First Saturday Lime on here once in a while, and I do come out in the morning when I clean the coop. What I'll do is I go into the coop. I use my hoe, my garden hoe that I have out here. I scrape off the perch, and then I scrape with my hoe underneath the perch, pull just the big clumps of poop over here, scoop them in a bucket, and then I'll take my bucket and I'll scoop up the big chunks of poop that are on the wood chips. And the chickens are scratching in it all day, so they're composting it as goes, but I just take care of the big stuff because it just keeps it's not smelly out here, so it keeps it neater for the chickens and for me as well. So that is another addition that we did. And then one more thing that I added was I had this kiddie swimming pool for our grandkids when they were little babies, and I drilled some small holes in the bottom, put it out here, and then I've got sand in there and my Saturday Lime. Sometimes I put a little DE in there, and that's their sand bath. They love it, especially when it's hot out and it stays cooler in there because it's in the shade quite a bit, and they come in and scratch around in there and sit in there, and they really like that. So that is the new additions that we have in our with our chicken coop, chicken run. I will add this just because I don't want anyone to make the same mistake that I made. We did lose a chicken. 4th of July, I came out and was doing my chicken stuff out here, and came over and found Violet. She was my Easter egger, and she was on the rocks here, and she was not alive. So I just couldn't figure out what happened. I knew the day before she was healthy and happy, and she was clucking around, and she had laid an egg the day before, and trying to figure out what happened to her. You suspect maybe she was sick, but she just didn't. She seemed very healthy. So we were looking on the video footage because we have that camera over here, which shows me if they get in at night with the automatic door, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And so it shows the whole chicken yard, but it doesn't show this spot right here. And what we saw is that she walked over here, and she never came back from walking over here. And it was wet, it had been raining and everything. And I came out here and I looked and I figured out what I think happened is we have this power line, and that is the power line that connects into the water heater for the winter water here, and somehow it was still plugged in, or it had gotten plugged back in to the outlet. I think what happened was I had plugged it in thinking I was plugging the camera back in or something, and so it was a live power extension cord, and I think she pecked on the end of it, and I think that's what happened. The end of it was laying like in the rocks, kind of buried in the rocks, because it was something where she instantly walked back here, and then she didn't come back out, and she was laying on the rocks there right by it. So I think that's what happened. I felt horrible. It was my fault, but I'm just adding that because I don't want anyone to make the same mistake I made. And so what I have done, obviously I unplugged it now, and then I also put a plug on the end here just in case it would get plugged in for a reason again if it was used for something. and I don't know, maybe we used it for something out here and just forgot about it, used the power out here. I do have in here, it was probably wet, you know, we have stuff plugged in up here, and that's all it's covered. So just a reminder for people in case an accident would happen like that. It made me feel horrible. And I miss her, and I miss her blue eggs, and I miss seeing her out here. So anyways, that's my sad story. I can talk about the door a little bit. We have this door, chicken guard, and it really was wonderful when it was working, but we've been having a lot of problems with it. It has not been closing at night, and then it gets stuck. So it's just kind of been an inconvenience. I came out at 1 o'clock in the morning one night because it's not closing again, and I'm nervous that there's going to be a critter that comes in and gets in and, you know, and hurts them. So I came out and cut the string and manually put it down. So right now I'm propping it up and I'm manually putting it up and down. So it was wonderful when it was working good, and it's not working good right now. So Bob's going to dig into it and see. But just that's another precaution that I just wanted to put out there. Like, if you're just assuming that that is working all the time and you don't see it because you go to bed, or you know, you're just assuming they get in at night and the chicken guard is closing, and then they go out at the crack of dawn before you get up. You don't know if it's opening and closing, but we have this camera that shows if it's opening and closing, so I can look on the camera and I can see, no, the door is not closed. And anyways, that's what happened. But other than that, we loved it when it was working. It's just not working well right now. So that's what's going on in the chicken run, and just some little improvements that we made this summer to make things better for the chickies. And very soon those other little gals are going to be joining us in the run here. I'm looking forward to that, to see how they like it. Another recent update we did to the chicken coop is we added this perch Bob made. It's just a little portable perch. I can move it out when I'm cleaning every morning. And reason being is because the new chicks are a little afraid to get on the perch with the big girls yet, and so they huddle in the corner there. And I had put their little chick perch in there that I put in their little chick area, and they were all trying to huddle on it. They weren't big enough for it, and the spindles on it are pretty skinny. So anyways, Bob just made that, put that in there, and now they can all sit on there at night, and they don't have to worry about the other chicks picking on them. So that's another thing that we added just recently. So that is our updates on our chicken run. Chickens are happy, chickens are healthy, they're laying good eggs, and that's what matters. So enjoy your summer. Hope you're having a great summer. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.